Bricks. I'm your host, Ken Boyer, as usual, broadcast from BPR Studios. Here for another quick Bricks update. Now, the Detroit Lions minicap started today, and a lot of good things that, I saw so far is, the Lions seem to be healthy. As far as I can tell, they seem to be healthy. I mean, you don't see guys, really riding bikes or guys really just hanging off to the side or doing light workouts. It looks like everyone's a full go. Nate Burleson's back, Ryan Broyles is back, and that should add some added depth to the wide receiver position and hopefully allow Matthew Stafford to have a full plethora of weapons to go along with Megatron, Calvin Johnson out there, the most dominant player I seen last year. I mean, that guy was just unstoppable, unguardable. It was, he really came into his own and showed everybody just how dominant he can be. And, the scary part about it is that, talks is that, I mean, he can be even better, and he aimed to be even better. He didn't quite reach that 2,000-yard mark, but Calvin Johnson, he sure was knocking on that door. He sure was definitely knocking on that door. But the key thing for me in this Lions minicap and what I'm going to be looking for, and I think that Lions fans should be looking for, is really, seeing how this management is actually running this team, not giving us excuses and reasons and showing that, oh, this is what we're able to do despite our mismanagement of this football team and bad coaching decisions and bad draft moves. I want to see these guys win and then pick up the pace and start to develop something here based on what the organization is doing in Martin Mayhew. Your last 4 top picks in the past 2 years, I want to see Riley Reiff. He needs to be starting at some position on that offensive line. You have your veteran guys that have went out, in Dominic Raiola and Jeff Backus. You don't have these guys anymore to rely on and say, let these guys play it to their 50. They can't. They're not. At some point, they were going to have to hang it up. So I want to see Riley Reiff, first off, start at some position on this offensive line from day one. Ezekiel Ansah, once again, this is a guy that they worked out in the Senior Bowl, and he was impressive to them, impressive enough for them to draft him with the number one draft pick. So, he looked like he fit the wide 9 defense that they run perfectly. So I want to see this guy start at some point during the season. Maybe with him, you can give him the preseason and maybe games 1 or 2 or 3, but at least by the 4th week, this guy should be starting in the starting lineup. I don't want to hear about the free agent moves that you got to sort of ease them into transition into that position, whatever. I don't want to see one of these guys take the helm. I mean, it was pretty impressive what you were able to do with Cliff Averill and turn this guy into a Pro Bowl caliber player, which he was an underrated guy. But I want to see the guy that you picked with the number 1 draft pick. I want to see this guy start and be a force like Ndamukong Suh did. Nick Fairley really looks good. I mean, this guy, he played outstanding last year in his brief stint in there. I mean, with the rotation, having him and Suh in the middle, and if Ezekiel Ansah, if he steps up, at least hold down that other end, then they should be pretty impressive, man. The defense should really get going. And I want to see Ryan Broyles step up, another guy that they got, 2 years ago with their draft picks. I want to see what they do with that. I want to see these guys really step up and make an actual impact. I look around the NFL and see what management does and see how, the Patriots or the 49ers, they can go and grab someone off the street and these guys turn into, Gronkowskis and turn into these, dominant players and turn into definitely serviceable guys. I want to see the same thing out of, Mikael LaSure. People are talking about Reggie Bush. I want to see Mikael LaSure and that plan that they had and implemented. I want to see this actually come to fruition. I mean, the thing is, Reggie Bush, he's going to give you what he gives you. He'll have an outstanding season if he give you 8 to 900 yards rushing or 8 to 1,000 yards rushing, as well as give you 40 to 60 catches. I mean, I think the Lions will have a great season. That'll definitely show that Reggie Bush was, a great move, along with having Mikael LaSure carry the bulk of the load. That's what he's there for. Reggie Bush is not a downhill, every down, ground and pound type running back. You know what you have him for. He's really going to be utilized, and I think he's really going to be dangerous as a receiver, and having that guy catching out of the backfield. That's a definitely, thumbs up I had to get to the Lions for making that pick. And I can even see them splitting wide sometimes in the 5 wide receiver set when they thinking it's 4 wides and the running back in the back, and just split them out and go 5 wide and catch some defenses off guard. So I want to see that happen. I want to see Darius Slay, him able to step up. They drafted him on the men, along with Louis Delmas. These guys that you have, that are on the men that has been injury prone. I want to see these guys step up. Lions season is definitely in full force. See if they can make the city of Detroit roar.
Hey, how do we
Ken Broyer
follow
here
up
for another quick
opening?
update.
Hey, we was born
We'll see you soon.